$10 million wasted for this terrible MLK statue. All right, on the short I made of the MLK statue, I said that from the angle I saw it, it looked like someone going down on someone. This one looks more like the, again, you know what it looks like. Do I even have to say it? You know what that looks like. But I don't want to talk about just what this looks like, because modern art is a problem in itself. This sort of stuff is ugly, it's hideous, it's just terrible, terrible art. You know, I think someone down here, where was it? It was a kid that said, yeah, here we go. So, but then when it came out, a little boy pointed out, that's a penis. And everyone was like, yo, that's a big old dick, man. I love this one. If you showed that statue to anyone in the hood, they'd be like, nah, absolutely not. $10 million were wasted to create a masturbatory metal homage to my legendary family member, one of the all-time greatest American families. Oh, dude, that is just... that's just a great way of looking at it. But here's the thing. I don't want to talk about just the statue, because the statue is hideous. We all know it's hideous. We all know it is absolutely awful. What I want to mention here is the $10 million. Because here's the thing about modern art. Not only is it awful, and it's awful for a very particular reason. It's awful because they can't stand society for the most part. Most modern artists cannot stand society, so they're doing whatever they can to subvert subvert the standard image of beauty. They don't like to, what we view as beauty. They want to subvert it any way they can, and this is how they do it, by making these ugly monstrosities and then acting as if it's something of beauty. The problem is good art is like a good joke, where you shouldn't have to explain it for people to admire it. People like a good joke when they hear it because it's a good joke. Good art, you should be able to look at, and even if you don't fully understand everything about it, you should be able to look at it and understand its beauty. All right? If you have to explain it and what the hell you were thinking with it, it's not good art. And that's the problem with modern art, right? Modern art's is stuff like where the person turned a urinal upside down and said, hey, what do you know? Millions of dollars. It's not good art. Because again, you have to go and do an explanation of why the hell this is the case, right? They are trying to find ways to go against traditional beauty standards because they cannot stand the society as a whole. And here's the thing. Beauty is a connection with truth. All right, if you look at stuff that's beautiful, truly beautiful, it has some connections to truth, whether it be, something like a, if you ever, I remember when I was over in New York City and I went over to St. Patrick's Cathedral. It's a beautiful cathedral, absolutely gorgeous, especially on the inside. I was blown away. And I know there's much greater cathedrals out there than that, but that just, that's the one I've been in. It blew me away. It's because it's tied to some truth. Now, I'm not saying the truth of God. Don't worry, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying it's based in universal truths of symmetry, of lighting, of what do you call it? Acoustics. There's things about that. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from in the world. You bring someone over from the furthest end of the earth and bring them into that place, they will recognize it as a place of beauty. All right, same thing if you go and visit somewhere like Rome. We look at all these, like a lot of these traditional architectures. People don't have to explain to people why it's beautiful. They might have to explain to people about why it was built, the history behind it, what the people were thinking when it was built. But the reality is, if it's truly beautiful, people can just go and tell. You don't have to explain it to them. It's because it's based around, again, the truth of the world. There is whether, again, you're Christian or not, there is an ultimate truth out there. And that's what art tries to tap into. These people don't believe in the idea of an ultimate truth, therefore they go any other way. They sit there and find out ways they can go against the truth. And in turn, develop crap like this. They develop crap like this. They develop all sorts of other problems. But there's another aspect to this, and this is where the $10 million comes into play. A big thing that takes place in art is the quickest way to launder money. All right, we're just going to go down this hole, right? It is the quickest way to launder money. All right, I make a painting. That's complete crap. I just throw some paint on a canvas. Doesn't look like anything of value. Yet, you can sit there and give me $10 million for it. You then, of course, turn around and sell it around. It trades around for a while around that same price. The money gets washed, and what do you know? You have clean money. It is a great way of cleaning money. It's a great way of laundering money. Art has always been used for this for a long time, but modern art is great to use for it because who the hell would ever actually truly buy it in its state, right? I mean, think of all the money that was given to Hunter Biden for his terrible art. No, I won't say terrible. His art wasn't. I mean, it's better than mine, to be honest, but it wasn't worth what it was being paid for. That money was used most likely for bribes. It's just the way it is. Hunter Biden even said that 50% of what he made was going to the big guy, Joe Biden. So it does, it's mostly coming in for bribes. This $10 million on this statue, you're telling me the statue really cost $10 million? I want to see the itemized receipt for this statue. How did it cost $10 million? I could understand $1 million. I mean, be ridiculous, but I could understand $1 million. But $10 million. What can you do with $10 million? Well, apparently you can create a statue of a woman holding a giant penis. I guess that's one thing you could do with $10 million. All I'm saying is someone should really track down that money. Someone should really track the money and see where is it going, because, man, that's just weird. I mean, just look at that curve. I mean, come on. That's just, it's on purpose. It's gotta be done on purpose. The embrace. I mean, I'm all for having a statue of Martin Luther King, though I swear I think we might go overboard with the Martin Luther King stuff sometimes. I think it was shown that the number one name for a street in America, the most common name for a street in America, is actually Martin Luther King. Not Main Street, Martin Luther King. So, maybe we go a bit too far with the Martin Luther King stuff, but he does deserve statues. He does deserve, some degree of reverence for, his role that he played in the civil rights movement, being obviously one of the greatest leaders of it.